You're back, Maysy. 92-93. They pick you to play against the West Indies. Adelaide, you're the king of Adelaide. You take 5 for 9. How?
We've got to rewind. You got to match details. West Indies bowled out for 252 in the first innings, and one Hughes got 5 for 60 off 21 overs and bowled superbly.
Oh, you're West on the honour board too, eh? Are we all on the honour board?
146 in the second innings, and Maysy gets 5 for 9 off 6.5 overs. Maysy, talk us through that.
Where did they score him?
I don't know what happened. I must admit that day I said to AB before I started bowling, I said, get me on. The ball feels so good in my fingers. Like some days it doesn't really feel that good. Yeah. Some days it does. And the ball it felt like I could give it a rip. Anyway, I just bowled the ball and they just got out. Like, you know, when you take 5 wickets in that sort of short time frame, it's like seriously, it is not as satisfying as slogging your guts out all day and, you know, taking 5 for 60 or something like Merv did. So it's all very nice, but yeah, it's just one of those days where everything just, you know, turned out well.
So if you got 5 wickets quickly, like, well, why didn't you just get a hat trick as well?
It's not that hard to take a test.
It's not that hard. Like, you could join our club.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Did he score a test 50?
Yeah, he was a good player. What was your highest score?
No, 42 not out that game.
That game.
He didn't get a hat trick or a test 70.
Did you top score in that innings?
I don't know.
I can tell you didn't. Because Justin Lang got 54. And
that's right.
You did that.
Amazing.
But rewind to the first innings of that. Can you remember who top scored in the first innings for Australia, Maysy?
Was that your innings?
That was 43. Backs to the wall we were.
Oh, here we go.
You got to set. You like the Adelaide Oval, Swerve. Don't worry about that. But can we go to the second innings?
Sorry. It's not about me, Flem. I'm sorry. Back to Maysy.
We're going to lose. Maysy, can you remember? I know it's a long time ago, but you walk out. I think Alfie's still batting. Did you give yourself any chance, or did you just go, well, you know, I'm just going to make it tough for him to get me out and see what happens?
No, I'm not trying to be a dickhead or anything, but I actually didn't. Well, I thought we had a chance. I think I made about 9 or not very many in the first innings, and I was given out when I didn't hit it. I got caught behind and hit my shoulder, but during that innings, that first innings, and then there must have been a Shield game or something beforehand, I felt really good at batting. And so, and then you bat on the last day pitch. Was it the last day pitch or the fourth day pitch or what? And the ball's not really whizzing through or whatever. If 1 or 2 will just move off the deck a little bit, but you should be all right. That was a beautiful day, fine day. It was my birthday. It was Australia Day. You know, all the moons were aligning. And I honestly just thought, okay, we're going to get here. And then Lang got out and Billy got it. I think it was like 30-odd or it could have been 40.
Yeah, 42 I thought it was, yeah.
Wow. I started to think, okay, it's not going to work out. But then Bill, he gutsed it out well, which, look, I don't blame Bill. Like he was, I think a couple of innings he played, he may have been very scared against those dudes. But he gutsed it out really well, and then we got, to within 1 or something, and then he got given out caught behind.
Now, if there had been a DRS, what do you reckon would have happened?
I don't know. Like,
do you honestly know?
Well, I didn't, because I'm at the non-strikers end, and when Bill, I think he sort of tried to let it go.
Yeah.
And so he turned around, and all I could see was his back, B-A-C-K, not B-A-T. So I couldn't see. And obviously Darryl Hare gave him out, and then West Indies, you know, ran off the field, and, you know, Craig and I were just sort of drudging ourselves off the ground. And I said, well, you know, mate, did you hit it? And he said, yeah, it just got me on the glove. And then we went back into the rooms, and I think it was the combination of that test was just prior to an election. There was a guy called John Hewson, who was the Liberal candidate for the federal election, and someone let him into the rooms, and everyone's sort of sitting down there. There hadn't been a word spoken, and then Hewson, I think, just said, "Oh, Craig," they just don't understand the protocol. Politicians, and aside just lost by one run, and said, "Craig, you hit it." And he said, "No, didn't get near it." And so everyone just thought, "Oh, well, we've been cheated." And I'm the only guy in the corner just thinking, well, I'm mighty bloody confused here. Like 5 minutes ago, he said he hit it, and now he didn't. So I don't know. I got no idea. But,
there was interesting footage because there was talk that his glove may have been off the bat. It flicked his helmet. It did this. It did that. And we just heard that. No, I didn't hit it. So you just think, well, we're going to run with that. If someone tells a politician, like, who's going to lie to a politician? They don't lie to us.
No. Oh, especially over here in America.
Hey, boys, what about you led into the 93. This is a really great period for both of you guys. Like, you're almost in career best form, a lot of wickets. What about the joining of being able to bowl in tandem with Warne, Maysy? You guys were great mates, different type of personalities, but you really had a great series against the Poms in 93.
Yeah, well, I suppose we were lucky. It was a really dry sort of summer, and the wickets were, I think Merv took a truckload of wickets, which is a credit to him, because the wickets weren't that sort of suitable for, your fast seamers or your fast bowlers or whatever. So, I didn't play the first test. I think I was 12th dude, and then I came in for the Lord's test, and, the track was turning on day 2, and and I was in good form, but the conditions were conducive to, they bounced and they turned quickly, which is not a typical English wicket.
No.
And then there was one test where I think we played at what's that ground called? In Birmingham, whatever, Edgbaston.
Oh, Edgbaston.
And it was going to be and all the Poms and all the journalists and all the, everyone is calling for a green seamer. After
it's going to be a green top.
Yeah, damage in the Lord's test, and Warne more so than me. And they just said, we've got to have a green top, And it was this guy, Andy Atkinson, was the curator, and it was his last test match that he's going to be preparing the wicket at Edgbaston. And he just said, stuff you. I'm not going to do what you want, you Englishman, which he was an Englishman himself. And so on day 1, the ball turned square and fast and bouncy. And I think Warne and I just cleaned up again. It was just ridiculous. So, my record may look good, but, the conditions were on my side. So,
Mate, 22 wickets in 5 test matches. Outstanding. Do have a question off Twitter for you from Sports Buffet. The Lord's test match, around the wicket to Graham Hick. Was it the arm ball that got the edge and went to Mark Taylor at first slip, or was it just the off spinner that didn't turn?
No, that was the one out the front of the hand. It was an arm ball.
Are you sure? I've watched the replay a few times.
Okay, it could be an arm ball. But your normal ball, you try to spin, overspin, and then the one out the front, it's spinning around, but it's got no overspin on it. So it depends where it lands, on a shiny side or the seam. If it hits the seam, it'll turn square, not bounce as much. If it doesn't, it's just going to shoot through. True story.
Yeah.
It was a sort of arm ball.
And that, you bowled a bit around the wicket though, Maysy, didn't you? Like, there was turn, but then you had that delivery up your sleeve. I think you might have got Stewie out with one of those as well.
Yeah, a lot of them, their relief shot was sort of like a hoik over sort of cow corner. And so they're playing across the line a little bit. And so if you're bowling over the wicket, there's less risk in a batter doing that. And if you're bowling around the wicket with a bit of drift away or whatever, there's more of a risk. And, I was just lucky enough to get a couple like that. So, it was deliberate.
The other way they used to combat him too, and I picked it up in that game, Flam, was they used to run down the wicket and let him go. Who was that? It was Lewis, wasn't it?
Yeah, first ball.
Ran down the wicket and let it go. Yeah, stumped by 3 metres.
Oh. Yeah, I'm out stumped. Oh, yeah,
that's probably not the way to play spin bowling.
No, it was a beautiful ball. Beautiful.
It was fantastically bowled, but
yeah,
that is gold. Hey, Merv, if it was a dry summer and there wasn't too much swing or seam, did you adjust your length? So what sort of length did you bowl to guys like Atherton?
Short.
Stewart?
Short.
Thorpe?
Back of a short length.
Gooch?
Short.
Lewis?
Short.
Caddick?
About halfway down. Yeah.
Is that pretty much it, Maysy?
Yeah, that's him. I caught one off you too, Merv.
Yeah, Gucci down at fine leg at Lord's.
You're very lucky there because I actually wasn't looking in the general direction when he hit it.
Can you remember the question you asked when you got to the team huddle?
Yeah, who did we get out?
No. Who caught it?
I didn't say
we got into the team huddle. Maysy bowled. Who caught it? What? So excited.
Yeah, I did get a little bit excited. That's the first catch I think I've taken.
Great catch too. Google that. First innings, Lords, Gooch. Oh, mate.
Right in front of the Prime Minister of Australia, John Howard, and my parents.
There you go.
Yeah, proud moment. Got a bit carried away, but then never mind. These things happen.
Hey,
now, what about talking about assassinations? What about the attempted assassination of you at the Lord's Oval in 1989, Maysy? And Tom Moody firing a shot from long range.
Yeah. I remember that well. It was a night, beautiful day. Sun was out. And we're practicing on that nursery ground, and the nursery ground was bloody hard, like the surface of it. Nice, beautiful, spread of grass and all that sort of stuff. And Bob Simpson had me on this horrendous catching routine about 50 yards away from the nets. And then all I can remember was someone yelling out, "Watch out!
Look out!"
I turned around to see, some poor bugger's going to get hit here. And the next thing I know, I'd been knocked backwards. It smashed me in the teeth. I had my lip just cut from the inside all down the outside. And I don't know how many stitches I had, but I was walking around for the next, 2 weeks or 3 weeks looking like one of those African tribesmen who think it looks really, really good when they put plates in their top lip. It wasn't a pretty look. Not a pretty look.
It was ugly.
You had a history of this, Maysy. When you were unlucky, I remember Tugger used to have a bit of a list of how many times you got hit. No, I just remember when anyone slogged one out of the nets, someone would yell, "Maysy!" Even after you'd retired. You'd retired and we were still saying that. Can you run through some of your injuries going through the years?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim May's best hits.
Well, I think they started when I was really young. Like, let's not talk about cricket yet because they multiplied later. But I think I was about 2 years of age and I got mumps really bad and nearly died. And then nothing really happened until I was about 8 or 9. Now, I honestly didn't realise at the time, but those years between 2 and 8 were my golden years. Like, free. And then I suffered 5 broken arms as a kid. One was falling out of a tree when I was climbing a ladder, and my sister thought it'd be a great idea to pull the ladder out from underneath me. And plummeted to the ground and landed on a big root. Another one, I was playing basketball and I was dribbling up just for a layup. Like everyone else is at the other end of the court, and I'm just hanging around, centre court and just dribbling up. And I tripped over my shoelaces and banged into the bloody pole that holds the basketball goal up. That was another one. I won the Grade 4 tennis championship at Burnside Demonstration School against a guy called Derek Jolly Miller. And in true style, when you win a game, you jump the net.
Oh, no.
I didn't quite clear it. And it was a bitch force, and I just flopped down to the other side of the court and broke my arm. And I didn't tell anyone for 2 weeks. I cried in my bed for 2 weeks. And before I said, Mum, I think we should get an X-ray. And there's another couple there that, I can't remember how I did them, but I did 5 of them. And then I sit here today, and I'm on my 14th knee operation. On my right knee. I think I had an embarrassing, just before one of my operations when I was in Pakistan. And we're playing, I think it was, or it could have been India. No, it was Pakistan. We're playing in something called the Nehru Cup.
That was in India. MRF Cup, I reckon it was.
Oh, yeah, Nehru. Yes. The Nehru Cup. And I'm on the boundary, and I can't even remember who we're playing. I'm a third man, surprisingly. And it was the end of the over, and the overs...
I remember
the over's just about to start. The next over's just about to start, and I'm still down at third man, which now becomes, long on. But I'm supposed to be at mid on. But I just couldn't move. My knee just... Everyone's looking at me and going, fucking Maysy, what the hell are you doing? And I'm just going, I can't move. I can't move. And the crowd, and then embarrassingly, they brought a stretch around, which it needed like 20 blokes, 20 everyone wants to get into the act. So there's 20 guys, and everyone throwing bananas at me as they carried me around anyway, and then I went and got X-rayed, and I just had all these bone fragments and thought my knee.
You had to return home. Can you remember the speech of the manager at the time about your decision, how you decided to make this tough decision to go home?
I do, but Jess, I might tear up at the recollection of that, Merv.